Hey, it's Mr. Peace with another session of Ask Mr. Peace. And today's questions come from a couple students from all across the country. I get messages from people like yourself that comment on these YouTube videos and ask me questions through Instagram, other social media platforms. They might send me handwritten letters to my P.O. box, emails, whatever they do to get a hold of me. But I like to take some time every week if I can, if not more, to respond to these questions. So feel free to comment below if you have anything on your mind or heart that you want me to answer, and I will try to get to that as soon as I can. But to start with, our first question comes from Joe in Wisconsin, and he says, Mr. Peace, what is the first school that you ever spoke at? And it was actually in my home state where I live, Michigan, Southeast Michigan. It was Heartland Middle School, or basically it's called Orr Creek. And I remember speaking there back in 2008. So I really started speaking in 2006 was when I was first starting to talk to individual classrooms and other clubs, Toastmasters, things like that. But my first full school assembly was at that middle school. And I remember speaking every hour. I did 6 talks in one day, which was crazy. I remember I still had note cards because I had to kind of remember my talk, where it's just all in my mind now. But what was really cool is this past school year, so now back in 2018, I got to come and speak again at Orr Creek, the school that I first spoke at. So a lot of schools later, more than 1,000 later, I got to go back to where it first all began. So that was pretty cool. Question 2 comes from a student named Karma from Connecticut. And her question is, Mr. Peace, what is your favorite food? Well, I'm glad you asked that. My favorite food, similar to Garfield the cat, any people that remember this or know that, lasagna. Love lasagna. I could eat it every day. There's been a couple weeks where it's probably been the food that I've eaten every night. I've tried it at a lot of different Italian restaurants, and although I'm not Italian, I'm Polish, I do love lasagna, pretty much anything Italian, anything pasta, and that's been one of my favorite dishes. We'll talk about dessert in another video. Last question comes from Troy, and he's from Savannah, Georgia, and he says, Mr. Peace, were you bullied growing up? Were you ever bullied as a child, or just in general when you grew up? And my answer to that is, I guess all of us have kind of been bullied here and there about something, or teased or picked on, but never to the extent that other students who've reached out to me have really expressed. It wasn't something that was a daily basis or things like that. I guess my motivation for what I do is not the fact that I got bullied per se, but it was more of the fact that I was a bystander, and that being more in the popular crowd due to my athletic ability and my book smarts and things like that, I had a lot of opportunities to stand up for people that were getting bullied. And as I've mentioned in some of my talks, I regret not always doing that, not always having the courage to do that. So no, I wasn't really bullied so much growing up, but a bigger part of my motivation is the fact that I wish I had stood up to the bullies a lot more often than I did, and not been the bystander, which are people that sometimes just need the extra push or like the extra motivation to really do what's right. So thanks for the questions this week. I appreciate every one of them, and we'll look to answer some more in the near future. Until then, feel free to comment below. Leave your questions, comments, whatever you want me to answer. I'll be happy to do that. Don't forget to ring the bell for future notifications on videos like these that we're going to be releasing. And don't forget to subscribe and check out our other amazing videos in the playlist that are going to pop up in the screen right here. Thanks for watching. Much love. Peace.